Creating a social media plan. Yesterday I briefly went through the elements to my marketing plan, which consisted of the various promotional ideas I have for lead generation. Today I thought I'd focus a bit more on the social media side of things by going through how to create a social media plan. So to have a strategy, you need to be able to identify and set your goals for your social media activity. Secondly, you need to plan your social media content. Then you need to create a social media calendar. This will enable you to determine the content you need to produce and at what intervals and how often. Fourthly, you need to be able to promote and therefore distribute your content across the social media world. And finally, 5, you need to be able to measure the results of your social media activities. So there could be many examples of the goals that you might have for using social media, but in my instance, the first is to develop my branding to become the known and trusted person for selling property here in Guildford. So my goals for using social media are to be known, to be trusted, and therefore become part of the community, recognised for selling properties. Then when it comes to measuring the success of my social media activity, I need to be able to measure the results and therefore determine the metrics that are required to do so. So it won't be just the number of followers, because that's a vanity figure. It's more likely to be number of contacts received and number of opportunities to list a property. It's also critical when developing a social media plan to be aware of the challenges that one might have. So, for example, you have to be consistent and you have to be persistent, so they always keep saying. So the first challenge is obviously to be able to find the time to be able to produce sufficient content to roll out over the coming weeks and months. Well, that can be answered by my diary on producing a default diary. Using a default diary has meant I can allocate specific time slots in order to complete these tasks that I will set within my social media plan. Another challenge could be funding my social media activity, especially when I start using Facebook and Google ads, for example, or increasing the number of direct mail letters I want to send out. But the answer to that, I think, is that if I set aside a certain percentage of my commissions from selling properties, then I can increase my marketing spend as time goes by. So more sales equals more marketing, which equals more sales. Another challenge is seeking ideas for content for my social media activity. Now, what I've managed to do as part of my education is to recognise there's various tools out there online which can help generate the answer to that particular challenge. So these ideas tend to be searches that people have created in Google, for example, where they've sought certain types of information about selling their homes, for example. So by analysing these searches, I can therefore write content that's relevant to them, and therefore be delivering information that people want to read, see and hear about. Also, competitors, what are they doing? How are they succeeding using social media? So I need to review what they are doing, what platforms they're using, what sort of content are they delivering, and what sort of response rates are they tending to get. It's obviously quite clear that by having to be consistent in delivering content on social media, there's an awful lot of work to be done, not just in writing the content or writing scripts, but recording the video and editing the video and then uploading it to the various platforms. So once again, going back to my default diary, it'll be essential to have a social media calendar so that all this can be mapped out over a period of time. One, to ensure my time's best managed, and two, to ensure I always have content available for publishing. And as I said at the outset to this video, my main goal is to create a brand that appeals to local property sellers in Guildford. And so I need to monitor my analytics to understand which videos on which platforms attract most or least interest, and to then focus on those that have created the most interest in order to deliver that sort of content. Another way in which I can do this is to review my competitors' content again and to see what hashtags they're using, and therefore search those hashtags to find out what other people are delivering in accordance with those words, so that I know how to tweak my content as a result of that. So that's it for today, and once again, if you like the content, then please drop a comment below. And if you'd like to have a chat about becoming a self-employed estate agent, or just have some queries about the subject, then by all means reach out to me, send me a direct message, or contact me on any of my contact methods, and I'd be delighted to have a chat. So have a great day. Bye now.